live on Stream It Sports, Northern Colorado. It's PSD High School football. This broadcast is brought to you by Schrader Oil. Fuel your day. By Pedersen Toyota. Everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. And now for the play-by-play, here's David Haase and Randy McCoy.
Welcome to French Field. Tonight, you just saw the kickoff. We're a little late starting here from our vantage point with a little technical difficulties, but Evan Bergeson's kickoff goes to the 1, return to the Lobos 17-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10. Welcome to French Field. PSD Athletics tonight live on Stream It Sports from French Field in beautiful Fort Collins, Colorado. The Rocky Mountain Lobos host the Fossil Ridge Sabercats in Colorado high school football action. My name is David Haase, along with my partner Randy McCoy and Brian Roxbury on camera. Welcome you. So 1st and 10, Randy with the Lobos. Highland under center. Toss to the right side. Got a couple blocks upfield. Good gain on 1st down. But we know the Lobos, that's the way they got to operate, isn't it?
Yeah, they're a running team and came up against a top 5 team in their first game of the season last week. And they'd like to probably forget that game and come in here, and they played very well against Fossil Ridge over the years, so it should be a close contest.
This is those games where we got that cross-city rivalry early in the year. Gain of about 8 on 1st down. We've got a personal foul chop block, though, at the end of the run, though, called on Rocky Mountain. So talk about those city games. Somebody got a little excited early, didn't they?
Well, that'll put some gray hairs on Coach Brooke.
Yeah, that's what you don't need, and it's one of those years already out of the gate for the Lobos with a high graduation class last year and losing several injury-prone, unfortunate kids to injury for the season already. But that's the game.
And a transfer, too.
Yeah, he had some kids that moved away. So, but you play the ones that show up, and tonight we expect a great one here at French Field. So that brings up 2nd down and about 15. So it's during the play. Highland quickly screens outside. Hits a back at quarterback. He's got the edge. Just going to be a foot race down the sidelines. He's going to make it to the corner. Drag down. Tackler shakes off. He's going to go the distance. 77 yards. Rocky Mountain on their 2nd play from scrimmage. An out pattern thrown to the backup quarterback. Clayton Baca shows some serious wheels and bad angles on the defensive side. But the key to that was Highland getting the ball out of his hand right away.
He did, and that last tackle looked like they didn't think they could do that. The defense looked like they were playing like they looked at that score last week of Rocky Mountain.
Yeah, they thought maybe that's a different team. But right now, you want to be the underdog tonight if you're the Lobos, and to score on your 2nd play from that distance, that's quite the play.
And that's really how Rocky Mountain will have a chance to win tonight is keeping Fossil Ridge off balance to start.
Well, the snap and the hold was good, but the kick was pulled to left, so no good on the PAT for the Lobos. So 6-0 with just 45 seconds gone here in this 1st quarter. The lightning bolt from down the sideline. And I'll tell you what, we're going to go way back, but that reminded me of Corey Peter, another former Fossil Ridge athlete, a long strider. Baca's a tall kid, about 6'2", and deceptively fast, because you get that stride going. If you're covering 5-6 yards on every couple steps, that's why that defense didn't have a good angle, and they underestimated his speed. He took it to the house.
And I think first-year coach Zach Bigelow will have a couple of words to say that might have a part of the anatomy.
Yeah. People might be paying attention.
And where their heads may be.
Where it was at. Well, now we want to talk quickly. We didn't get to you in time to show you the captains for tonight. Rocky Mountain's captains, number 8, Tyler Highland, the senior quarterback, his 3rd year starting. 41, Jeffrey Ellis, and number 70, Christopher Baker. Out for the Sabercats was number 2, Brady Russell, one of the top prospects in northern Colorado. As far as going on to play on Saturdays, Levi Volk, number 5, a defensive back, number 9, Griffin Robbins, the quarterback, his 2nd year, and number 40, Nick Edridge, just a stellar linebacker who's also playing some tight end, and along with Russell this year too. You saw that last week where both Edridge and Russell had catches.
Had a great I can't remember if it was a touchdown or just up to the 1 yard line, but he was a big, his problem was he wasn't running away from people. He was trying to find people to hit.
Yeah, that's the changeover. So Max
like,
Poduska,
no, son, you're supposed to run away from him.
Poduska kicking off for the Lobos now, square in the middle of the field. Ball's hanging up in the air, going to take it right down to the goal line. Didn't go past the goal line, so it's returnable. Couple nice moves up the middle, still flying along out past the 20. Tackle made down there by number 86 for the Lobos. And I'm going to go with that's 88 because I didn't read it well. That'd be Angelo Vitano. And the carrier at the time, the ball carrier out there was Ryan Cronin, number 25 for the Sabercats. So quickly out, trips to the far side. Roberts behind in the pistol. 28, Brandon Sprayberry, a big threat to carry the ball all night long. If you know Fossil Ridge football, you know that that's a name that's meant something in that backfield. Andrew Sprayberry a couple years ago, one of the top rushers in the state. And I think one of the keys, Randy, this year is to keep Brandon Sprayberry healthy too.
Yes, he.
Roberts pulls it out the fake, quickly goes outside, hits number 80.
That's
on a quick
Marley.
little hitch step. Calvin Marley, another key, I think, this year to the success for what that Fossil Ridge safety.
He had a rough first half last week, and then aired it out, had 2 or 3 good catches in the second half. He finally got untracked, and the junior had a touchdown. Also had a nice across the middle and almost another touchdown. So
he's one of those multi-sport athletes too that you love to see at the high school level. Roberts rolls out, it's got a man in the flat wide open, hits him.
That's Arkin, I believe.
Yep, number 83, another good tight end. There's a lot of weapons for Roberts in this offense, and right away I like to see what Griffin Roberts is doing. You know, couple steps, gets his head downfield and sees it, gets rid of the ball.
He ran the ball many, many times last week. So he ran the ball probably 6 out of the first 7 plays last week after not running the ball at all last year.
Give the ball to Sprayberry this time, gain of about 4.
And Fossil Ridge offensively.
Ball's on the ground, but I think they're going to call him down.
Well, it's, yeah.
I kind of looked away at the line
seconds
judge.
after it's.
I looked at the line judge and I looked away and I saw body scrambling. So quickly up though on the ball. On the hurry up now of the Sabercats. And somebody didn't have the snap count in their head right, so there's going to be a procedure call. That'll move back from second and about 7 to second and about 12. It's that early season jitters, isn't it? You just kind of get your mind right. Still a time to get ready to play. But it's been a while since I can think of any quarterback in this town that had as many targets as Roberts has. Snap taken high, but right away blitzed, got right after him. And this is the scene last year that the Lobos just kept blitzing Roberts. Big, strong quarterback, but not going to be, breaking containment too often with his speed. He's meant to stand there. He's going to be tough to bring down, but he won't run away from you. So the blitz time, that time brings up third and about 15, loss of about 3. Trips to the top of your screen, single setback. Unbalanced line had another procedure call again on the Sabercats. So a loss and 2 penalties have moved the Sabercats back from a 2nd and 7 near midfield back to inside their own 30-yard line. For the Lobos now, you just want to keep it in front of you, make a tackle. Well, they made a mistake on the line marker over there showing 4th down. It is 3rd. There was no snap. Got to pity all those people on the far sideline right now this time of year with an early game. Roberts, though, right up the middle, runs Randy's got a great look at it. Takes it up gain about 12. That'll bring up 4th and 8, but gives them a much better punting vantage. I like that call, too. Not instead of trying to take something way downfield and bring yourself out of a hole that you really don't deserve. So retreating back deep for the Mateo Vitano, 17 for the Lobos, standing on his own 20. Good snap. Ball kind of turns over. It'd be a chance to return. Makes the first one miss, has got the side, but a nice tackle in the open field by the Sabercats. Tackle there by number 35. Rise Mason brings down the Lobo return. So with 8:24 left here, thanks to that big strike on that 2nd down play by the Lobos, they lead 6-0. And Highland will bring them out of the huddle again in 1st and 10. Single back pistol, slot right, 2 receivers both sides. Quick motion, toss to the right side, trying to get the outside. Nick Edridge, though, just showing his lateral movement that time. Number 40, the captain for the Sabercats, ran him down from behind and took down Ryan Hutchison, number 21. Just trying to do like a deep jet sweep that time and do a wide toss. Like to say hi to Chris Modelmog, who stepped up here, our banner sponsor for this year, GoJo Sports. We'll get him on the air here in a little while. Now a flag with a dead ball. We got a sideline warning for the Sabercats, which is the official's way of saying, if I trip and fall and blow an ACL out, it's on you guys. And I will tell you about it right now. So second and about 13 after the loss and the tackle for loss by Edridge. Fake the outside run, near side option into the boundary. Highland tries to go around, nowhere to go. If you're going to run a boundary option play, you really have got to get that middle linebacker to bite on it, and that time didn't. He was running into a sea of white jerseys. So bring up third and long, about 3rd and 15 for the Sabercats. This is that part of the game where if you got a lead, you don't want to put a dangerous pass out there. You'd like to throw that ball up to give somebody a chance to catch it. Maybe you make that first down, but just give your punter a little bit more room. Patano down here to the near side. Press coverage from the Sabercats in motion. Slot receiver going across screen, set up, well executed. Has got a man to block, got the open field. Going to get first down or close to first down yardage. It's the old right foot, left foot spot by the line judge. But Hutchison took that and made a couple moves, tackled very close to first down yardage. But a well-executed screen pass that time. We're going to get a timeout here on the field for the measurement. So we'll keep it going here while we see that measurement come. Brian, if you get a close-up there of that football, we'll talk about our season as it goes. Stay tuned tomorrow night, too. We're going to have the other half of our citywide rivalry games. We're going to have Poudre and Collins playing.
Yeah, no, we're not. Yep. I'm trying to.
Very close in the measurement. Looks like just a bit short. And predictably, the Lobo players in the huddle are saying, let's go for it. It's easy to say it's on your own 42. Receivers running into the play. That's number 88. Patano gives the play to Highland. So 4th and inches. And last year, one of the strengths of this Rocky Mountain team was that offensive line. Several have gone off to play at another level, but do you rebuild and you go back in? Do you fall behind those? You got your big tackle off to the side there, Noah Lovell. You fall behind him, so close, bunched up set. Motion, give to the fullback, slides off one blocker, still upright, travels downfield, near midfield, going and going, easily makes the first down, gain of about 8. Carry was by number 39 for the Lobos, Cameron Marangelo. And I did ask to make sure I pronounced that correctly. Give again to Marangelo up the middle, fullback, gain about 3. In that Lobo offense, Randy, if you get yourself into that give with that fullback, if you can get 3, maybe 4 yards on that, that makes that linebacker stay home. And when you've got somebody like Nick Edridge there, you want to make sure he's accounted for. So if he has to stay back, can't make the outside plays. Again, the fullback right up the middle, big blocks, easy first down. Lobo's churning up the rushing yardage early. Live now at French Field. Sorry about all those technical difficulties, but it is a 3rd down and 10 for the Lobos, now trailing 7-6 with 7:37 left here in the second quarter. Highland pass outside to Baca, but a great job of defeating the block and getting upfield. Levi Volk recognized the play, burned me once, but twice is an education. Throws the receiver for a loss. That was Baca. That'll force the punt from the Lobos. So what you've missed, sports fans, here in the last about 7.5 minutes off of game time we've been off the air, is kind of a push-pull contest. The Sabercats did a nice job behind Griffin Roberts, just basically taking it downfield. This time the Lobo punter puts one up in the air, drives it across midfield, fair catch. No, taken live. A gutsy play there by the receiver for the Sabercats, number 25, Ryan Cronin. This is David Haase along with Randy McCoy, but right now I'm joined by Chris Modelmog, our banner sponsor of the year from GoJo Sports. So we get him situated in the big chair. So Chris, welcome to our broadcast here. We're sorry it was so slow to get going.
Yeah, I'm bad luck tonight, Dave. Sorry about that.
Yeah, sometimes we're blaming it squarely on you.
Get a former Lampkin in here, and that's what happens, I guess.
You're the one that's going to be blamed. But as you talk about these schools now, and you say that you've been around a long time, you see where all these programs have grown. It's quite the game now, isn't it?
It is. It's fun to see the crosstown rivalry and lots of kids in the stands.
Roberts back to throw, pulls it down, sees a man on the outside, gets it out to Sprayberry. Good read that time, just to get it out of his hands.
Nice tackle. Rocky pursuit of the ball about as good as anybody around, and Coach Brook does a great job with those linebackers.
Well, if you're going to play for Coach Brook, you got to get after the ball, and that's certainly his side to work on. But Lobos not the size they've had in the past. We talked about that while we're off the air, but they'll fly to the ball. They're bringing 7 or 8 at a time and trying to play the run on the way to the quarterback. Roberts back again to throw. Flag's already down the middle, throws it hard. Throws it through the receiver. Good break on the ball there on the top side for the Lobos. Number 35, Brady Morris, a returning all-conference corner, but he's playing a little bit of safety tonight.
Morris is a really good athlete. He's kind of the quarterback back there for the defense for the Lobos, for sure.
Moved him back in the secondary. Last year, I think he had 3, if not 4 picks, playing strictly on a cover corner situation, which is pretty good in high school.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah, Dalton Schrader on the far side over there, number 11, true sophomore, starting on a field corner. So you put your best 11 out there no matter what you do, right?
Well, and that's what Mark does. He's got get his best athletes on the field, and they're going to come up and hit you. You know that for sure.
I'd take that left end. Now they moved him back. He was lining up pretty much behind the tackle. Delay on the give that time. Try to catch the drive of the lineman by there. Linebacker stayed home, so a short gain on 3rd down brings up about 4th and about 8.
Lobo's doing a great job controlling the line of scrimmage on defense right here. They're not letting a whole lot happen up front.
I'm looking more for the tight end game to come from this, because when you've got your linebackers playing up there, when their toes are about even with the lineman's heels, yeah. You know they're playing up and they're coming to the quarterback. You know, Roberts on that drive that they scored on probably had 6-7 carries, and he's a bull.
Yeah,
strong runner and good instincts when he gets going downfield.
They got 8 in the box most of the time.
Yep. Snap way over the kicker's head. Bergerson chasing it back down to the 25-yard line. He was on a knee, and he's going to be blown for the. Went down. He thought he had a chance. He looked around. You don't practice that, though, do you?
That's right.
There's no way the young man's going to know what's behind him, but he went down and had a knee down, so a huge break for the Lobos. That's about a 25-yard turnover, basically.
That's big. When we were off the air, the Lobos had about a 5-yard punt, so they're kind of now we're even on that one.
Yeah. Well, what that gives the Lobos with 5:38 here in the second, trailing 7-6, is great field position. Snapping the ball at about the 26-yard line in the Sabercats.
See if they try to go for a quick score right here.
Highlands just missed on a couple long throws. Pulls it out, runs the option right side. He's got room, tucks it up and goes.
Nice play by Brady Russell on the outside. Fossil's so good on the outside with Russell and Edridge. They're hard to go around, and Dylan Johnston as well. 3 really good players.
Well, and I've talked about Brady Russell, probably in my mind the top prospect in Northern Colorado. No apologies to anybody else and not for Fort Collins, but if I was picking first, that's who I'd take.
He definitely looks the part. He looks like a Division I player.
Well, you want him leading off the bus, don't you? That's the first guy you want walking off.
This is true.
But the other guys, Merger and the rest of them up front, are playing pretty well too. A good, hard-fought game as you expect here locally. So under 5 to play in the half. 2nd and about 8 for the Lobos. Motion across the formation, makes a trip to the top side. Pump fake, Highland's got to run around. He's got room downfield, wide open spot. Gets outside near the 10-yard line.
Great job by Baca right there. He had a chance to clip the guy, and he let go. And
sometimes it's the play not made.
Yes, that was.
Talk about what you're saying. He had a receiver downfield, didn't he?
Yes, receiver downfield, and he was just about to clip the corner for Fossil Volk, and he held up and let Highland get a couple more yards.
And sometimes you use the quarterback, you just got to say, let your guys, you try to set them up there. But Baca, who's the second-team quarterback and will be the heir apparent next year, helped out his own guy by saying, okay, yeah, you got to get what you get, because if I throw a block here, I move us back 10.
That's one of the first times all night Fossil's lost contain on the corner, too, on the outside.
Mm-hmm. Motion now left side, wide toss again, bobbled. That play is Fossil starting to read it.
Yeah, that's not going to work against them tonight.
There's a flag out there, too.
I'm guessing holding on the tackle is my guess.
Well, and then that slot receiver's trying to ride his man out there because they know they're seeing that coming. You imagine there's going to be a setup on that play. Ryan Hutchinson, number 21, got that toss. I don't know of any toss play that goes further than that when that's showing the arm strength and actually the accuracy from Highland.
It is. That's
a chuck.
That is. That's definitely. They're trying to get on the outside quickly for sure.
That's that old school T-wing stuff that wing T that used to play, right?
Exactly.
When they throw that underhand spiral out there.
That's right. That's right. Catch them on a run.
I could do that, Randy, because I said that first because I'm older than Chris, but but I think my dad taught me that play back in the 70s. So after the loss and the penalty, it's first down and a long ways to go. Lobos got to go to the 3-yard line for a first down. They'd love to get close enough to kick a field goal. Fake, pull away, give it up. Fake the pull in the middle, pulling it out. That's one of those go ahead and get rid of it. But you read the option. You got a man upfield. You got to turn it up, and Highland probably made the right call.
I think so. That's Fossils finally stopping the dive in this series, the last series as well. That early Rocky was getting a lot of play with the dive in the middle.
Cameron Marangelo
he did a good job early.
He had about 20 yards, probably in 6 or 7 carries, just to keep those linebackers. And as you talked about, Nick Edridge, another kid that's going to play on Saturday somewhere.
Exactly.
If you don't keep him honest there, plus Tucker Brady in the middle, they're going to flow to the ball pretty good. So pistol formation again, twins both side. Rocky motions a lot to the strong side. Pump fake. He's got a man down the seam, takes it up over the top. He's got him. Touchdown.
Great throw right there by Tyler Highland. What a route. That's a good little wheel play.
Yeah, exactly what it was. Jaden Wolf, number 5, just takes it to the corner. Highland lays it up in the air. Safety didn't have the angle, didn't get back there deep enough, quick enough. But what a beautiful catch over the shoulder there, too, from the pass.
That's a great play. The safety took a bad angle right there. I thought he might have had a chance for a pick if he gets a little deeper, but got behind him.
It's so easy as a young safety to not know that you've got to go and hustle your way through the play. Because you don't have time to turn and jog. You got to turn and sprint to that far corner, and generally it's right to the flag.
Yeah, exactly. That ball, especially on a play that deep, you can't let him get behind you right there.
Well, that's the 4th long ball tonight. Highland's throw been very close, and that's the maturation of a senior quarterback.
He's doing a great job. He's throwing the ball very nice.
So the Lobos will go for 2, now leading 12-7. Missed their first field goal. Give the middle fullback. He's in easily.
They didn't tackle the dive right there. He read it really good.
Yeah.
No tackle there on that one. That's a big drive right there, Dave, because they were 3rd or 2nd and about 25 or 30.
Yeah.
Fossil had them right where they wanted them and kind of let them off the hook.
Well, that's the equalizer, too. If you could take the ball downfield and a good pitch and catch like that. So while we got you here, too, though, Chris, let's, GoJo Sports, a local institution.
It is. It's we're actually going on our 5th year of owning the store. John Schmidt had it for forever and obviously did a wonderful job, and a place I grew up in as a kid and was fortunate to come home and kind of take over.
Randy and I have had this conversation before, and so the guys of basically our age out there in the field. But as a kid, going to a sporting goods store was like Christmas any time of the year. When you had a chance to go in there, and you would be able to just, wow, there's new shoes. Here's the new shoes for next sport. Here's the next thing. Because kids out today, there's less kids playing multiple sports,
right?
Which is why we talk about before. I applaud a kid like Tyler Highland out there.
Sure.
Calvin Marley for the Sabercats for a younger kid, but Tyler Highland starts in basketball, starts in football, and starting pitcher in baseball. Not that many kids, obviously have the athletic ability to be able to succeed at a high level. This is big boy ball. This is 5A football, basketball, and baseball.
It is.
And especially a program like Rocky in baseball, that shows you his perseverance. But when you have those moments out here, it's just great to see these kids excelling.
It is. It's good to see kids doing more than one thing. And the sad part, and again, we're a little old school, and tell my age too, but college coaches, I did it for a long time at the baseball level. They like kids that do more than one thing.
Lobos kick's going to go down inside the 5. Take it, drop though at the 1-yard line, so it's a live ball. It's going to be a muff though. They're going to get that ball just crossed the goal line. Would have been a huge problem there because go ahead, I'll let you do that. I'll set you up here. The muff, the drop.
Well, he was right at the goal line right there, and just stepped back in the goal line behind, and now we're going out to the 20 instead of getting stuck inside the 5. That would have been a big play for Rocky right there.
Well, and the difference between on the muff on a kickoff, the ball goes in zone, dead play.
Exactly.
The muff on a punt, it's a live ball. You just can't advance it.
Right.
And that's when people lose heads.
Exactly.
They're flying along there. I always thought that rule should be reversed, frankly, because there's more time on a kickoff.
That's right. You got time.
I'll make sure I write the powers that be. If Mr. Borgman, you're listening tonight in Shasta, go ahead and take my advice. Snapped out, gives the Sprayberry out the right side. Shucks one, gets upfield a little bit. I still think that they've got to run the ball to be successful tonight. Trailing 14-7 with under 3.5 to play here in the first half. Rather unexpected. Lobos went down last week, played a top flight program in the state, one of the tops, traditionally in Columbine. Fossil Ridge had a big convincing win with against Collins last week, so you kind of wonder what was going to happen tonight. But right now, it's the Sabercats just haven't finished that second drive.
They're really struggling to get going. Everything just taking a while to get going.
So a timeout on the field. We'll take a break up here for this sponsor's commercial.
Everyone complains about millennials. Nonsense. Millennials, I salute you. You save money like no other generation. You share cars, Wi-Fi passwords, canoes, deodorants. My grandson bought a pair of pants with me. They share pants. Today's his pants day. No baby boomer ever shared a pair of pants with me.
Sounds like he's really smart.
So we're back here live now. 3:02 left in the first half. You're at French Field. David Hoslang with our guest announcer tonight, Chris Modelmog, Randy McCoy manning our computer. We had a big gap in our first quarter, technical difficulties. For once, you can't blame me on it. I didn't touch a thing.
I know nothing about it. I'm sorry.
Randy likes to joke, and accurately so. We're not yet. The jury's still out. So second and about 9. Roberts looks down the middle of the field, flushed out, turns away from pressure. Nice job of moving, waving his receivers downfield. And that was a good heads-up play by the quarterback. That's the senior move.
He did a great job right there.
I think last year we've seen him showing off that big arm. He'd have tried it downfield, but now he says, I can make 8 or 9, and he did. Brings up 3rd and short.
That's big. That's a 3rd and 2 instead of possibly an interception or trying to fit one in where it's not gonna happen on that play.
3rd and 9, and that's just tough. So 3rd and short now. Pistol Sprayberry next to him, trips here to the near side of the field.
Big play right here for the Sabercats.
Sprayberry around the outside, has to juke one, he's got the speed to make the corner, slips. I don't think he got there. I think that's one of those runs where if he'd have just taken it and kept going.
I think you're right. He had the corner right there. If he'd have kept going, he stopped and the pursuit got him.
I think he rolled his ankle. And just a slight limp. Tough kid, I know. I actually had the pleasure and the honor of coaching him and a bunch of these kids at Kennard and competing against the Preston kids and the rest of the kids in this district a few years ago. He is kind of limping off holding it. I know that's not going to keep him out, but
that's
just a tough play.
That's the strength of Rocky Mountain's defense right there. They fly to the ball.
So they're showing 3rd and 2 there.
There they go. They switched it to 4th down. I thought we missed one.
I started. It's been known to happen. Well, now if you're Rocky, okay, the last snap was airmailed.
Yes.
You show a couple rushers in each gap. There's 2 minutes left. You're Fossil. You just want to get a good punt off and let your defense out there. Has been doing a nice job tonight.
Yeah, this is a big play right here. I bet Rocky sends the house right here, tries to go get one.
Yep, single receiver going back. Vitano, number 17. Brady Morris is the short receiver.
Not the place on the field to do it, but Roberts is in the game on these as the up back. Something's coming sometime this year. I don't know about right here, but.
Snap taken. Bergeson, not much pressure, just up the middle. Gets it to turn over. Great punt. Vitano's going to go over his head. Wisely gets away from it. It's going to be touchdown field at about the 26-yard line. So excellent punt by Bergeson under pressure.
He turned that one over pretty nicely. That's a big boy kick right there.
No, that's an excellent job there. And when you got a weapon like that, I saw Brady Morris, 35, take a really strong hit late in the play. There is kind of one of those somebody punch your ticket.
Yeah, exactly. This you think a couple years ago when Rocky had the kicker and punter, and that changed their whole
Alex
team.
Kinney.
I mean, he flipped the field every night, and that's why they won a lot of games.
He had some games that year. Randy and I were wondering if the ball was going to come down. It would go up above the window height. We could look here.
This is true,
and that's why he's kicking for the Buffs. And we've had a lot of good kickers come out of these schools.
Yeah,
Braxton Davis is at there. Collins has had several kickers.
Some guys go to Wisconsin back in the day. Welch, I believe.
Welch it was, yeah. I think he's still the leading all-time scorer in points at Wisconsin, so that's a pretty heady number. So 2:07 left in the half now. 14-7 the Lobos lead. They break the huddle on their own 26-yard line. Snap to Highland. Looks downfield on the slant play. He's got a receiver, Vitano. Gained him about 11. Not going to sit on that road. Well, you're right. Stands tall there and delivers.
He's really made a big jump from last year. He's doing a great job, and the kids are catching the ball. That's the biggest thing. They're making good plays. Receivers are.
Only 6 seconds off the clock. Now the chains are in place. The clock is wound. Press coverage on the bottom. Screen play outside set up. Wow, there's no one around there. He's got blockers downfield. Great pursuit, though, from behind by number 51 for the Sabercats. That's Chase Mason. Nice job of keeping that from making a bigger play.
Did a good job. That's a hustle play right there. He kind of bit on the screen, and he had to hustle to get back and make a play right there.
Yeah, that's sophomore Jordan Yancey on the reception and the run. So ball across midfield now, another first down. Highland back to throw again, kind of in the hurry up here, is taking it down. Trying to go down the side of the field, but nice job by Levi Volk that time. He got that underneath coverage, didn't let the receiver get over his shoulder.
He did a good job running with him right there, ran him to the sideline.
Probably in middle school.
He knew to run that guy out of bounds, and
that's a great play.
He did a good job right there.
Well, Volk and Brady on the other side, two excellent corners, and that gives you a chance to set a few more people free. If you got good press coverage on the outside, if you can turn your corners loose in high school, that gives you a lot of freedom.
Changes the game. It
does. It really does. So second down now, minute 33 left. See if the Lobos throw it again, because if you throw it here, you stop the clock. There's plenty of time, even though you should be punting downfield. Highland scrambles, doubles back, looks downfield. He's got him. Turn him around. He had his receiver down here. That's early in the year. That's the thing you do late in the year. Receiver turns back the other way. That was number 31, Jose Villapando. If he'd have turned up the field, he'd have laid it right in his hands.
That's what Highland's telling him right now. Hey, keep going. And they had one coming back and one going deep. They've got to get on the same page. That'll be a good film session with the coaches that they can fix, and hopefully.
Well, and the old adage about it is, if your quarterbacks are scrambling, if you're the deep receiver, you come back. If you're the short one, you go deep. And one of them knew it that time. The other one that needed to know it, that's just a different page. So
great job by the Sabercats keeping him in the pocket right there, too. They did a good job.
Yeah, you're exactly right, too. And then the guys, nobody let anybody go deep. No room on the scramble. So 3rd and 10 now. Look to the outside. He's got a man down the middle. Almost intercepted.
Oh, he had it right there. Great play by Cronin right there.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd have come down in bounds with it, but he had a great break on the ball.
That's a great read. He was staring him down the whole time.
I agree there, because he's looking at that slot there, and I think if you fool me once on that safety side, I was looking underneath because the underneath route was what was coming open, but when you have success there as a high school quarterback, it's really easy to want to go back there.
Great job by the Lobos offensive line right there. They brought the house right there, and they held up pretty good right there. That's a good job.
So Sarah Hughes Ford, the junior, number 92, back to punt. Just like to get this to go forward. Minute 20, a lot of time for the Sabercats. The big rush, ball's blocked. Easily blocked. Picked up and run. Number 22 for the Sabercats. Biggest play of the game for Fossil Ridge.
Dylan Johnston on the block right there, Dave. What a play.
There was nobody on him.
Nobody. Didn't get touched.
And it took too long.
Yep.
It just took too long.
Great job by Johnston to not whiff right there. He almost had too much time.
Well, what a lot of kids don't know is you don't run right to the kicker. You run short of him, out in front of him, and he about picked it off his foot.
He did, and a little scoop and score right there. He did a great job of picking it up.
That can erase an entire half's domination by the Lobo offense with one big play here. Foster's can stick this in with a minute 10 left. What a way to come back in the half.
How many times in high school football do you see the kicking game come into play?
Yep. Well, after 2 rough punts earlier for a new punter this year for the Lobos. All right, now we're going to get they got too many people on the field. They've been going unbalanced line all night, but now they got 2 tight ends with trips to the left. I can do that math myself pretty well. Yeah.
That can't happen coming out of a quick change.
Yeah. They've got both tight ends out there plus trips to the left, and they've been going strong that way where they've got the tight end and trips to the side.
Looks like 46. Jeffrey Reich.
Yeah.
Got a little excited and ran out there on that play.
Didn't know who was supposed to be and who wasn't. High snap, grab down. Sprayberry's got the edge to run. Made the corner down near the 5-yard line. Tackled inbounds, though, so the clock is still running. We're under a minute. Sabercats are hustling back the line as they should.
I think if he'd have done that the last series, he'd have got a first down.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's a good job.
Yeah, he's too smart at back. He learned and kept going.
They cleared out a side there, ran to the weak side right there, and had a wide open lane.
Well, that's the thing when you've got that far left hash. Roberts this time in the middle, throws around, hits Arkin right in the end zone. Touchdown, Sabercats.
Nice play by Roberts. Had some time right there, wide open over the middle. Great catch.
Arkin just turned around and sat down in his spot.
He sat in the zone right there.
As a tight end should do.
That's a great job. They got good guys on the edge right there.
So taking advantage of the block punt, Sabercats are going to chance to tie it up here. Bergeson will be in for the kick.
That's a big score right there. Coming back after Rocky goes down and scores.
If you look at the total offense for the half, it's very lopsided.
It is.
But it doesn't matter. Good snap, hold is down, kick is up and drilled. Bergeson's strong leg almost kicks it back to the trees in the north end zone, well past the flag. If you've been here before, you know that's a pretty strong leg.
That is. That's good stuff right there.
So with 41 seconds left, we're tied at 14-14. We'll take a break and be right back.
Wherever it is you want to go, all you need to see is the next 200 feet. That's how life unfolds. A leap of faith. Even if you can't see it, your destination is out there. So just keep going, and you'll get there. 200 feet at a time. The Corolla. Toyota. Let's go places.
We're back here live now. Lobos retreating back to kick after giving up that the block punt and just two nice plays in a row by the Sabercats take it in. So we're all tied up here at 41 at French Field. You're watching Stream It Sports, streamitsports.com. Phil Milder and his company bringing you live, online, and replayed Poudre School District Sports. David Haase along with our guest announcer tonight, Chris Malamog, Randy McCoy, Brian Roxbury on camera. Thanks for Channel 10, PSD TV Channel 10. Make sure you check out PSD TV YouTube.
This is big for Fossil to be in the game. The last couple years it's been over by halftime, and I think this is a big mind positive for Coach Bigelow and his staff.
Yeah, Coach Bigelow his first year at Fossil Ridge, although not new to the area. Kicks can be driven far down the left side. That'll go in the end zone. No return there, so it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20.
See what Rocky does right here. If they just hit the old draw or something safe.
Well, I mean, as your quarterback shows more and more, you're able to do things. Now, we've seen more throws and downfield throws from Highland we've seen out of this offense in several years.
It is fun to see.
And he's got the kids to do it. Obviously, the weapons are out there. But right now, 41 seconds left. There's one timeout left for the Sabercats because they could call one, and that would be it.
Well, and that's
they
the thing.
just did. They just called timeout right now.
You got to give Coach Brick credit. I mean, people get frustrated with the running offense they've done, but it's been successful. Mark does. He's going to do what his talent has. And
yep, exactly.
He's changed.
It's the read of a veteran coach.
He is. He knows what he's doing. And if I had Haregrove and some of those guys, I'd give them the ball too.
So timeout on the field. We'll take 1-2.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
He did. So what you just missed was a dive play in the middle, but the mesh was bad, and the Sabercats cover a fumble. So with 37 left, they get the two biggest gifts of the half. They're going to get first down on the 21 of the Lobos and a chance to go from being behind, not having the ball, being fairly outgained big, but making a couple smart plays, and you get opportunity, and you hand it to you, you take it.
I'm guessing the nose guard, big Isaac Mergner right there. Yeah. I think he disrupted that handoff.
You always go with your bell cow on those, and those guys, they serve anonymity anyway, so you want to give them the credit no matter what.
That's right.
So plenty of time here. No timeouts left for the Sabercats, so you imagine you'll throw the ball a couple times at least. But you're already in range of Bergeson, too. So strong this side, unbalanced line, tight end left with trips left. Actually, the tight end can't go out. He's covered. Roberts looking downfield, takes his time. He's got a man late. And a touchdown on the very first play.
Brady Russell right down the middle, kind of a delay route, and nobody covered him.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to figure out, because I was looking there, but he was not the tight end. He was the slot.
I think
but he was on the line of scrimmage.
You're right.
You can't have that tight end going downfield. And I had him on the inside, but he was outside. That was Arkin on the tight end position.
great job by Roberts. He stayed in the pocket. We talked about that when we were off the air. Has a tendency to want to run a little too early. He did a great job staying in the pocket. Great job by the offensive line.
So what a difference about a minute makes. And a half that was, for the first 23 minutes, pretty much all Rocky Mountain. For the last minute and a half is all Fossil Ridge. All of a sudden they lead 21-14.
Wow, sudden change is big in high school sports, probably more than anything. It's crazy how that happens.
We'd like to thank our banner sponsor again, GoJo Sports. Chris Monomog from GoJo Sports joining us here for this half. GoJo Sports has been providing team sporting needs since 1974. Screen printing, embroidery, letter jackets, and more. Your local place to get high school gear. Check out their new location at 1437 Riverside, just down the street from the Coloradoan on the south side.
Give the Coloradoan a little love there too.
Exactly. So the timeout here on the field, 30 seconds to go before halftime.
You're watching PSD High School Sports live in high definition on Stream It Sports NoCo.
Back from that station identification, once again Stream It Sports, along with PSD TV and PSD TV YouTube. Ferguson will kick off here. So if you weren't paying attention in the second half, you kind of left to go back and get a sandwich to be early to halftime. You missed a whole lot, and it was all Fossil Ridge. Two big plays, turnovers basically by the Lobos. Give the ball prime scoring position. Sabercats took advantage of it.
Their defense is their bell cow, so to say.
Yeah,
their defense is what makes them tick, and it's going tonight.
Well, the one thing we talked about this before, but you've got two senior quarterbacks showing how their skill level and maybe not so much physically, but the mental side of the game is improved. Both Tyler Highland and Griffin Roberts making reads, taking their time, putting the ball downfield, and whereas last year you've seen the ball thrown or maybe run more often, and now they're using all the weapons at their disposal.
I think you're right. We're spoiled this year. I think all four high schools have good kids running the show for them.
Yep. And tomorrow night, we're going to have Poudre and Collins right here at French Field. So Highland and pistol formation on a short pistol formation. That's about as close as you get. Looks downfield to be flush to the outside. It's got the edge. Fires it. Going to have one receiver hit the outside. That's Clayton Bach at 15. Goes out of bounds. Stops the clock with 21 seconds left in the first down.
Nice job by Baca to come back to the football right there and get out of bounds as well.
And we talked about that. You got to come back to your quarterback when he's out of the pocket, and he did the right job breaking to the outside.
The thing I see from Highland, the game's really slowed down for him from what it looks like. I think last year at times it was a little quick for him, the pace, and he's really doing a great job.
So first down, 21 seconds left here, ball in the 31. Back to pass again. Russell's going to be right up the middle, though, get to his legs. Highland does a nice job of just kicking it towards the receiver out there. He had number 31 on the outside going to the edge. It's Jose Villapando.
Good coverage downfield by Fossil right there. They did a good job there.
Well, they only rushed three, but one of them happened to be Grady Russell.
I think he beat two guys right there by himself.
Exactly, and that's like rushing 4 or 5.
Yeah, and the other thing, he's going opposite the Lavelle brothers here, and they're big on that left side of the Lobo line, and he's flipping to the other side often.
And we're talking about the twins, number 73 and 74 for the Lavelle, both Spencer and Noah. Older brother was a strong offensive lineman a few years ago for them there. Yeah, they're both going to be players here in this system for a couple years. So second down, 15 seconds left. Give the ball at the middle of the fullback, breaks it forward, drags one leg. The line judge this side's going to call him down. That's a good call. He dragged the leg on a hit. Little pat drill, came back up. So it'll be first down. Lobos going to make a call to the line of scrimmage. They want to run one more, but actually they're going to take a timeout here on the field. So with that timeout, we'll take a timeout for a sponsor's commercial.
Everyone complains about millennials. Nonsense. Millennials, I salute you. You save money like no other generation. You share cars, Wi-Fi passwords, canoes, deodorants. My grandson bought a pair of pants with me. They share pants. Today's his pants day. No baby boomer ever shared a pair of pants with me.
Yeah, they go south quick. So we're back here live now after the timeout by Rocky Mountain, trailing 21-14. We're just 2 minutes ago in game time. They're leading 14-7. trying to see if they get something. You have to take it downfield and call a timeout. They do have one left. You need a completion of about 25, 30 yards. I don't know if you have time to make things happen. Throw the ball, Vitano up here, midfield, shakes a couple tacklers off. 3, 2, 1. That will be the last well.
See if they got the timeout called right there.
They did, so they're going to have a chance for a Hail Mary play. There's 1 second left. I was trying to go back and forth, and I count faster than the clock does.
That's one of those. Vitano almost stayed up too long. Great job breaking tackles right there.
Yeah, he did. Well, you want to make plays.
Yes, that's a great job.
And he shook 2 guys off, but the party got there. He was down. So a timeout taken by Rocky Mountain with 1 second left. You're going to have that chance for the hook and ladder.
Hey, you never know. Island's got plenty of arm to get it to the end zone, so we'll see what we get right here.
Ball's going to be on the right hash on about the 47.5-yard line. And assuming he drops back just to 5 to 8 yards, just get to throw at least 55 yards in the air. But it's not so much a lot of times getting to the end zone. If you hit that crossing route about the 25 to 20, because you're going to see right now a big gap.
That's right.
And you have people spread out. If you can catch it on the run, all of a sudden there's room. So it's like you can go back to the Fiesta Bowl a few years back when the Broncos, the Boise State guys came down and did a hook and ladder and a couple of things to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
You don't have to throw it to the end zone.
Well, Rocky's got some kids who can run a little bit. If they can get Baca or Wolf, Vitano the ball across the middle, they might have a chance.
Yep. So single receiver this side, slot tight, double slot, so more of a protection play looks like for there. I'm sure they're looking for number 2. Blocking up front, good blocking. Highland's got a lot of times to try to step up, just takes it deep to the end zone. And it's going to be caught. Nope, they call it a drop. A diving receiver. He'd have been at the 1-yard line anyway, but unbelievable effort. They're going to receiver dive for it. I couldn't tell if he got his arms under, but a great effort. Nonetheless, the official calls it incomplete.
What do they teach those DBs to knock it down?
Yeah, that's when the defensive coaches don't breathe.
Exactly.
So after 2 quarters to play here, we got a football game, 21-14 at the half. The Sabercats come back to lead.
The experience here at Pedersen sold me. Quick, easy.
It was easy, an easy process.
Super easy.
It's just as easy as could be. My name is Sonny Lubick, and I've been a customer of Pedersen's for over 25 years. After a while, you're not a customer anymore, you're family. They really build up a relationship. And I think probably the thing that keeps me coming back the most is their service is easy. It's too easy, in fact.
Great news! We broke our all-time sales record, and it's all thanks to my nephew, Skylar.
Bro, it's Sky.
After my brother made me hire Sky, I switched us to First Bank to make up for him. Now business is better than ever.
No matter the reason, switching to First Bank can help your business grow.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
Back here at French Field at halftime, David Haase joined now with Kevin Lytle from the Coloradoan. Just a little short talk about the way that first half went, Kev. It was a game that Rocky Mountain was moving the ball methodically. There's some offense coming from one good drive by the Sabercats, but all of a sudden 14-7 flipped.
Yeah, I mean, things were going perfect for Rocky Mountain, really. They had the quick score, which is great for kind of a young, inexperienced team. And they're really, slowing Fossil Ridge down. They couldn't get Brandon Sprayberry going. They have them kind of flustered. And then, like you say, Dylan Johnson, huge play, blocks a punt, picks up, takes it back to the 6. They get a touchdown. Then first play following that touchdown, they get a fumble, and Fossil responds with a strike to Brady Russell, go up 21-7. That's just a huge swing. 2 touchdowns. They were 11 seconds apart. Gameplay action. That's a huge flip, and that totally changes what they're feeling at halftime. Because at 14-7, Rocky's feeling great, really comfortable, confident,
dominating the stats.
Fossil's probably frustrated in a series that they've really struggled in, really. And then huge flip right there. And Fossil will get the ball to start the second half.
And we've talked about that before, but this is, and you've had it in your articles in the Colorado, but this is the first chance that Fossil Ridge has got it in school history to go 2-0.
Yeah,
that's one of those mental hurdles that and kids know it.
Yeah, I had to triple check that one. It seems hard to believe that it was this 11th, 12th year that they haven't had 2-0 start. But it's true, they've had a few 1-0s, but never been able to jump that. And, it's still kind of a growing program to get that, especially against 2 city teams, because they've historically been kind of beat up by the city team. So winning that would be really, really big.
So one of the things we talked about on air quite a lot, I was joined by Chris Modelmock from GoJo Sports and Randy and I earlier in that. Despite our gaps and our technological issues tonight, both these quarterbacks, though, let's talk about what an improvement a year makes.
Yeah, they're both playing great. Let's start with Tyler Hyland. We know Rocky has a big run-heavy type of offense, but they've had to change some things because of graduations, transfers, injuries, all that. Tyler Hyland comes out throwing great. He had the quick screen over at Clayton Baca. He broke some tackles to start it, but after that, he's made a ton of great throws. The second touchdown pass, kind of the deep fade. That's a high-level throw. Not a lot of kids are making that, and he dropped it right in there.
And his receivers are doing a good job for him, too.
Yeah, a lot of guys, they don't really have one feature receiver, but he's finding a lot of different guys. He seems comfortable with them. He's at 198 yards through 2 quarters, which isn't something we've seen in the past.
I think you go back to, I said before, probably the most athletic quarterback they've had since Brody McDonald, which is 6 years ago, because I was watching those games, so I know quite well. And then for a school that had great passing quarterbacks, Brian Peters before that, and Brian Kelly just before him. So on the other side, though, Griffin Roberts, it wasn't his arm that got the first touchdown for the Sabercats. It was pretty much his legs.
Yeah, he did a lot of running, and then they basically used that to get the touchdown pass. Did a little bootleg. Everyone crashed on him. He just flipped one over to Donovan Murphy. And then that second throw, Brady Russell, there was a lot of good things to see there. One, some poise. He kind of eluded the rush. Instead of panicking, throwing away, or taking off, he hung in. That got Russell open, and then he just threw a strike down the middle. He's made a lot of great decisions, whether it's running or holding on and waiting for people to open up. He looks like a guy who played a bunch last year and is using that.
Every coach wants to see his quarterback out there. And Chris talked about the game where the game kind of slows down. You're anticipating things mentally before you're doing things just to be doing things. And those things I saw from him, as you talked about, the running on that one drive they scored on, made a linebacker kind of be the spy on him. And one thing that Fossil Ridge is doing, they're going heavy left. I mean, if you want to call it jumbo, or you want to call it, but heavy left, where they've got a tight end left side, but then they got trips to that side. They'll have one player, though, up on the line of scrimmage, which makes that tight end ineligible, but the Lobos are going to play him like an eligible receiver.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to have an eligible, if he's a tight end, he doesn't have to have a 77 number there. So it's one of those take advantage of the rules because it's smart coaching. But your DBs, your linebackers are going to keep going, well, now he's eligible, I got to cover him.
Yep.
And they can actually walk off on the outside. They could have trips off the line and still make him eligible. So somewhere along the way, that'll sneak back and come back to be the next play. But as you said, though, Roberts noticed that they had the time there. He had that little spot, and then Russell just sat down. I mean, that's just being a football player.
Yep.
I'm open, give me the ball, sat down in the zone and scored. So let's do a little bit of preview of tomorrow night. We know that what started out as a dual quarterback play for Poudre, now unfortunately, due to an injury, is going to be just one quarterback.
Yeah, Troy McFadden, as we kind of feared last week, he confirmed it to me this week. He did tear his ACL in the second quarter.
I saw that play.
You just feel awful for the kid. I mean, we have another one, Jordan Williamson, down here for Rocky has a torn ACL. You just feel awful for those guys. But I guess the positive for Poudre is it's not like they're going to the backup. They're basically going to their other starter, if you will.
That's the best way to
James
put it.
Campbell has a ton of experience. He can run the offense. He runs it really well, throws it well. He'll be able to do things. They have a lot of playmakers on that offense. I mean, they've scored 37-38 their first two games. They can score it. They have a lot of guys going two ways, which makes it tricky on defense.
We saw that with Mountain Vista.
Mountain Vista warm down is a hot night, and they were just throwing it all over. But Poudre can score it. That's going to be a great game because I'm sure Collins, they showed some flashes last week.
Yep.
You know, McGuire ran it well. Erickson, his numbers didn't end up looking good, but I think we were all kind of impressed. You know, he showed some poise. He had a live arm, and he was under a lot of duress. He didn't have a lot of time back there, so.
Well, Foster Ridge's defense is going to do that, especially led by Russell up front. You're not going to sit in a quarter. You know, if you're not mobile back there, your Mr. Russell and company you're going to see them a lot.
So the good news for Erickson and crew is, like you say, they're not going to see another rush like that anytime soon. So he'll be able to settle in, I think, a little bit, and both teams looking to bounce back. Really, I think both are okay with where they're at. You know, maybe last week was more lopsided than either one would have liked. But really, I'm not sure either are shocked at where they're at.
Well, and Collins has got pretty much the same thing like the Lobos do. There's a lot of green bananas out there.
Exactly. I mean,
you got to play them.
Yeah, Eric Rice was talking last week. You know, the freshman corner who had an up and down day, but he's a freshman. You know, by game 5, he'll feel like a junior. It's hard. It's never easy at the start, but these kids are learning. Both teams have some talent. I think that's the thing that's exciting for both those squads. It's not like they're just running a bunch of bodies out there. They got some players.
All right, well, thanks for joining us again here at halftime. Once again, it's Kevin Lytle from the Colorado, and you can follow him on his Twitter handle, which is?
@Kevin_Lytle.
Check him out on his daily reporting for all these high schools going on and all the other sports we got going on here in Fort Collins in the Poudre School District. Thanks again, Kev. So we're off the hot spot.
Honestly, the experience here at Pedersen sold me. Quick, easy.
It was easy, easy process.
Super easy.
It's just as easy as could be. My name is Sonny Lubick, and I've been a customer of Pedersen's for over 25 years. After a while, you're not a customer anymore, you're family. They really build up a relationship. And I think probably the thing that keeps me coming back the most is their service is easy. It's too easy, in fact.
Great news! We broke our all-time sales record, and it's all thanks to my nephew, Skylar.
Bro, it's Sky.
After my brother made me hire Sky, I switched us to First Bank to make up for him. Now business is better than ever.
No matter the reason, switching to First Bank can help your business grow.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
Seems to be work on our side too.
Yeah, I think we're back now. Brian, we're about to come in.
And we're back here with our score, 21-14. Fossil Ridge with a couple of late touchdowns. More Rocky Mountain mistakes than Fossil Ridge's ability to play. But, you take what you get. And
someone gives it to you, you take it. You're exactly
take
right.
We've got we're very sorry. We've had an internet issue tonight. And as you know, you're watching this on the internet. So the internet here has been blocked by somebody. And so we've had to go to using one of our phones, but we are tenacious if we're nothing else.
That's exactly right.
And most people say we're nothing else. So anyway, Randy McCoy, David Haase here with you. And we had Kevin Lytle on. Most of the game will be recorded, so you can go back and watch, but we are now live streaming, and the recording was still going. So we are so sorry about that, folks. And we know it's a big game. A lot of people were wanting to watch. You can also watch it on the Coloradoan.com. or streamitsports.com as well, live and in HD.
Great job here tonight by the Rocky Mountain Lobos Spirit Band, led by their student directors, Soren Ostergren, Emma Sheets, Abby Oglesby, Noelle Boyton, and Lauren Rowan. We always talk about how much time these athletes put in on the field and on the practice field, but we know the band, the cheerleaders, the dance squads, they all work awful hard too. Give them their due. So I'm looking forward to a really good couple of quarters here, Randy. You couldn't have predicted the way the game started out. You looked at here's Fossil coming in after a solid win last week. Rocky had a tough time with a high-ranked Columbine, and all the new players they've lost by injuries, all this other stuff. I think, well, the woe is me part they didn't buy into. Played a really good half, but then high school ball reminds you of that. Was, as we were just talking about, you can have just a couple mistakes. What a difference. All of a sudden, 11 seconds apart, 2 touchdowns, and a 21-14 lead for the Sabercats.
Well, and last week, the Sabercats, it was 10-7 at half. It certainly wasn't, and then the Sabercats came out second half and just really ran over Fort Collins. So Fossil Ridge is for real this year. We've watched them here for about 5 years, and when we first started watching them, they'd be the first team to lay down after a couple of deals,
something
and
happens,
that's not how they play anymore. They come in, they compete, they don't give up, and they don't get their head down, and that's a tribute to the coach last year and also the coach Bigelow this year. So I feel like I haven't seen any of it. Have my head stuck in this computer trying to figure out what we're doing. So
Lobos will be kicking into the north end zone. No breeze really pushed tonight at all. Great night for football here at French Field. As we like to say, beautiful Fort Collins, Colorado. Another Chamber of Commerce night.
Yes, it is.
That's why we all like to live in this area. Max Paduska, the junior, number 93, will be kicking.
Really, really good student section tonight.
Yeah, these kids are representing on both sides.
It's a Thursday night, folks.
So the pooch kick's going to drop around the 20 to 15-yard line, taken. Took it high up in the air, trying to cross his way there. Got a flag on the backside, as you expect on kickoffs. Long return's going to be negated by Cronin. And sometimes you try that wedge kick, put it up in the air, and see if you can just make a play. But Cronin did a nice job aggressively going to get the ball. So a spot foul. The flag's laying right around the 24-yard line. Wait for the signal, but as we so often see, it's going to be a holding call on the kick return team. We'll move them back inside the 20. So hard to make that make it a play, and it's even, I think, more difficult on those pooch kicks like that, where you just try to take it up in the air. So the Sabercats going to open the second half, 1st and 10 on their own 14-yard line. Roberts back in the pistol. Russell sets up in front of him. I think they started bringing Russell up into a little bit more room to block, and Brandon Sprayberry takes advantage of it right away.
Well, he's a relentless runner. I saw that play towards the end where he couldn't cut the corner to get into the end zone. He looked a little slow there, and we saw that he thought he might have
rolled his ankle. Yep. Well, I like that idea of bringing Russell in the middle. He's basically like a fullback. Give again up the middle. Sprayberry bounces to the left side, goes forward, 1st down yardage, but then there's going to be a reason why. Referee throws a flag. There's going to be a hold on that outside of that edge there, and it's called. And Sprayberry's one of those backs that you'd like to see him get those 13 to 16 carries. Certainly can catch the ball out of the backfield too. And the way Roberts tonight is his maturity and his mastery of the offense, both these quarterbacks, we've talked about it, they really have a lot more in the command of what they're doing. So pistol again, receivers both sides. Single setback. Lobos backing off in zone. Delayed blitz, though, coming. Roberts got to throw it back over the middle to Russell. He had an arm pinned from behind. He's not going to get the call. The officials are screened. His left arm by the Rocky defender was being grabbed.
Being held.
And he had one arm on the ball. You'd like to think he'd had a pretty good chance of catching it. The ball was pretty much on target. It's kind of a bang-bang play there. The receiver's trying to break underneath and grabbed his arm. Every game's filled with those.
If you can get by with it.
Exactly. So incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 11 now.
And defender.
And Rocky Mountain getting a little too aggressive. Just made 3rd and long to 3rd and kind of manageable. And those are just those mental mistakes that make you about half nuts as a coach. It's going to bring up about 3rd and 7.
And I've got a shout out here to Dylan Johnson's aunt and uncle. Dylan really made the play that turned this game around. He came
Biggest
through
play by far,
tremendous.
So,
and
by far.
Dylan is a playmaker. That's kind of his makeup. So good job, Dylan. And your aunt and uncle are watching. They're thanking us for bringing. I think they're out on the East Coast somewhere, Ohio or
a ways away.
Yes.
Snaps high over the head of the quarterback. He's got to just fall on the ground inside the 10-yard line.
Well, they had trouble with that last week. They had probably 4 or 5. They had trouble with that last year as well.
Yeah, and that one actually, Roberts is a little off center, and I think he's kind of looking away. I mean, it doesn't take much, but that ball really sailed to his right, and he did the smart thing by just falling on it. So with under 11 to play here in the 3rd quarter, Bergeson's going to be kicking. He's going to be standing deep in his own end zone. Tano's going to be right at midfield. Bergeson does have a good leg. He had one kick where he turned it over in the first half, about a 40-yarder. One hopper on the snap, no rush. This is just end over end. Going to bounce at about the 50. What a huge bounce for the Sabercats. Vitano's thinking about it. That's when you just do the Peter, get away from it. What a huge bounce. And then at the end of the play, we're going to have a personal foul. And someone losing a little composure there.
Somebody showing off their vocabulary?
No, they just hit somebody at the end, and it wasn't a big shot, but it plays over. You don't knock him down. So on top of about a 20-yard roll, actually more like about 22-yard roll, you're going to have a personal foul on top of it. It's going to move him all the way back. What would have turned about, I mean, if you could have got the ball. Yeah, all the things that went goofy there, it all worked out for Fossil because the snap was low, bounce. Bergerson did a nice job of catching it, no rush.
But you know, tomorrow.
Kicked an end over ender.
Tomorrow, when they look at that punt.
In the stat book?
In the stat book, it was a nice line.
That was about a 55-yard punt. So 10.5 here to play in the 3rd. 21-14, Sabercats lead. First possession of the second half for the Lobos. Single back, 2 tights. Highland again in the pistol, gives the ball to fullback up the middle, breaks away. 1 tackler, gains about 2. We know Rocky will stay with something until you prove absolutely that you can block and stop it. So a short gain of just a couple. Play being brought in that time, number 88, Angelo Vitano, the sophomore, younger brother of number 17. 88 and 17 on your card, but number 1 in some families' hearts.
Yes, it is.
What a great time to be able to see both your kids on the field at the same time. And a hard count that time. Sabercats are giving it back. Broke the plane. That's one of the things that happens in high school. If you charge across the neutral zone, you break that plane between the lines. Automatic. So it brings up 2nd and a long 3.
On Stream It Sports, we've also got Rocky and Windsor playing volleyball just next door to us with Samantha Miller and Phil Mildren over there.
Good local northern Colorado battle. Atherton in, brings the play in. Lobos give the ball fullback on the read at the middle. Lots of room to run. After first down yard, after about a 7-yard gain, number 14 for the Sabercats just Nathan Meyer, defensive lineman, he just got just enough of a hold of a jersey there and just started going. But Rocky doing what they want to do best, run the clock and start just chewing up some yardage. Down by 7, though, after that 2-touchdown flurry in 11 seconds to end the first half. Receiver split both ways, motioning again to this side. Pulls the ball away from there. Got an alley in the middle to Tyler downfield. Spins away. Gain of about 13. The complete game so far tonight by Tyler Highland. Thrown for nearly 200 yards in the first half and then had several key runs. But both these teams are going to go through their quarterbacks, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And, Fossil Ridge has not been able to stop the run. Just that simple.
The quarterback, if you're going to run the option and you got the handle on it, you make those reads, it is very difficult to stop at the high school level. And that time, the long mesh with the fullback froze everybody. He pulled it and took around the corner. Highland back to pass on first, sees the man down the middle, hits his receiver. That's number 42, right in the seam, sat down Christian Atherton. The junior makes the catch, and it's another first down for the Rocky Lobos, so that's 3 in a row.
Got a score next door. Rocky Mountain up 2-0 on the Windsor Wizards. Just getting ready to start the third.
Samantha Miller on the call over there, formerly known as the used-to-be single Samantha Peters. Does a great job of the volleyball. Big game the other night for Fossil Ridge, showing their...
Oh, wow. They beat number 2 ranked.
Yeah.
Swept them.
Yeah, and we got a little here at the end. We got a late flag coming. Got a defensive back and a receiver doing a push-pull down here.
Oh, they were probably talking about the dance this weekend or something. Huh?
And I think it's going to go against the offense. It'll be after the play. Personal foul is on Rocky Mountain. And that's one of those moves where you're just not helping anybody. That's that mental mistake. That's that coaching moment, because you just moved the ball 50 yards almost on 6 plays, and now you just took yourself back. That's 2 personal fouls.
And Rocky's a young team, and you're not used to seeing a Coach Brook team.
No, that is
make
not,
these kinds of mistakes.
That is not the way they generally want to play it, nor anybody does want to that time. But that was just a little back and forth, and sometimes you're the last one to make the chuck, and then you get caught. But this is not a game for the timid. You better want to give it and get it. So, second down, about 22. Fake the ball, give the ball to the fullback. Marangelo tackled though right away. Nice job penetration the interior line. That might have been number 35 come up, make the play right away on the read over. That was Russell, but Rise Macon was up right there. Mason, was right there on the mix of it. So third down and a long ways for the Lobos. Right now, you just don't want to have a bad play or a minus. You want to make sure you got a chance to punt it downfield, and they've struggled, obviously, in the punt game. Motion going the right side. Highland fires it outside. He's got a receiver. He's got the first man outside, but caught. Good pursuit. They've gone to the well on that time. They'll play on it a few times. But number 51 out there ran the play down from the outside.
And Dylan Johnson did too.
Yeah, Chase Mason and Dylan Johnson both were there. So a gain of about 7 or 8, but not enough. So the exciting part of the game again for the Lobos. 2 very short punts and then an easy block. I think they're probably going to look to see where Johnson's lined up. What do you think?
They better. Because he went up.
Snaps the ground there. He's got to get it off. Just does. A nice punt under the circumstances. That ball never left the ground on the snap. Takes a bounce inside the 30, down to about the 26. About as good a result as you're going to get.
Earl Anthony would have been proud of that.
That had some move on it, didn't it?
For those of you who are.
Back in the old PBA days? Yeah. Back when
he was a pro bowler.
Yeah, can you tell we grew up in the Midwest? Is it that obvious? Ask your parents, for those of you not there. And for you younger parents, ask your older ones. So
somebody I saw on looking up, and I'm sure you've heard of Rufus R. Jones.
Yeah.
You remember the wrestler?
Old school night up here at Top French Field. David Haase along with Randy McCoy. Reminiscing.
Yeah, that was a great.
Somebody cue up the Little River Band.
That was the tune. That was a great bowling exhibition by that.
Snap now outside the 26-yard line. Give the ball up the middle. Sprayberry jukes one, gets away from another, slips a tackle. Gain of about 11 on first down. That's what the Sabercats need. And Brandon Sprayberry starts, and all of a sudden this offense is going to get open again because you got to honor him. He could take it to the house on any one move.
Well, and he needs that. He needs to come out here and get him the carries.
Almost 6 minutes left here in the third. 21-14. Sabercats on that 2-touchdown rally at the end of the half. High snap taken by Roberts. Fires it up. Quick first down throw.
I don't know what Roberts' passing said. He doesn't have very many incomplete passes.
No, that's a great point. Caught that time by Donovan Murphy. And just that little stop pattern, kind of coming over here. The cushion on the cornerback. You got a true sophomore cornerback starting his first game down there, Dalton Schrader. You don't want to get beat deep. Give the ball Sprayberry, get up the middle, lots of room, first down yardage and more. So carry for about 13 yards by Sprayberry, takes it across midfield into the Lobo territory. Sabercats after the first down, quickly up on the ball, trying to keep that repetition going. Trips to the far side, single receiver this way. Blitz from the Lobos. Nice job again by Roberts, seeing the blitz, seeing the void left by the outside linebacker coming in, and just flips it out to his receiver. I don't know if that's a hot read, but they're doing it correctly and hit Murphy again. But when I say a hot read as a quarterback at higher levels, and it's tougher at high school, but if he sees the blitz coming from there, he knows he's got no underneath coverage, and he hits that receiver who should see the same thing and stop. So second and about 4 now. Snap taken away, given up to Sprayberry again, picks his way through the middle of the Lobo defense. And Brandon Sprayberry, I'm going to say Andrew every time. I've known both those kids forever. But Brandon showing the similarity in running styles. Great forward lean, active feet sliding back and forth there. Picked his way through that defense in the middle, gain of about 9. He's got about 45 yards just on this drive alone. Another first down for the Sabercats. And I think a lot of Randy's changed now that they've got throw downfield, got a man wide open. Kind of looked him off. I don't think he realized how open he was. Big pop at the end of the play by the defensive back. But I think one of the things I've seen in the coaching change, Brady Russell is now kind of playing an up back and basically being a personal protector. Joined again now by Chris Modelmog from GoJo's.
Then again, we had
the same thing. They're basically Brady Russell's being a chaperone out there, keeping the pressure off of him. Several sacks in the first half by the Lobo defense. That might be what's slowing that up.
Much better offensive line here already in the second half by the Sabercats.
Roberts looking downfield. He's got a man open in the slot. It's underthrown.
Nope.
Interception almost made by the Lobo defender.
He had Russell wide open down the middle there, and I don't know if he didn't see him or what.
He went to the outside receiver. Yeah. Well, and actually, the outside receiver is Murphy. He's limping. He got hit in the last play. I don't think he actually extended that well.
He ran 3 verticals right down, trips to the left, 3 verticals right down the middle. 2 of them were open.
And he hit those 3 of them last week just perfectly.
Well, that's so tough to defend, too. You got to have somebody deep and make a break on it. And that time, they're lucky they didn't get it picked off. Great break on the ball. So, big play here, 3rd and 10. As you can hear the crowd below us. Everybody's into it. Snaps off the side, throw it down the middle of a crowd. Very lucky that wasn't picked off. He threw it right in the middle of 4 red jerseys.
But Murphy was wide open.
He threw the ball right away, though. There was no wait. There was nobody needed to go with Murphy. That ball was already in the air.
Yeah, he kind of panicked a little bit right there. I think he had more time than he thought he had.
Well, the snap, he had to turn to his right, and then they tried to go back to his left, which he's left-handed. And that's the difference there. He had to go back. His trips are on the top of the field. Ball's near the right hash, so that's all the room. So 4th and 10 now. They're going to go for it, which I think is an interesting call, but up by 7. You're within Bergerson's range. Lobos bring the blitz. Slot play again. It's overthrown again.
That's about the same. There's a flag on the play up on the top here.
It could be a hold. I think there's going to be a hold call.
Holding on the DB.
Yeah, you can see the line judge calling it, and everybody on the Sabercats sideline probably helping with the call because it was right in front of them.
I think they ran the same play 3 times in a row there.
Yeah.
Wide open every time. He just missed him.
You know how that goes. The receiver comes back and says, I can get my man. I can get my man. I can get.
That's right.
Yeah. So a huge first down taken off of 4th down. And, yeah, that was one of those. It didn't affect the play, but it was still during the play.
Yep, that's right. A good job by the receiver to probably draw some of that too.
So after a monster penalty, after 4 and out, basically on that drive there at the end on the 4 incomplete passes, high snap over the top of Roberts. He's going to chase it back to almost midfield. Falls on it. He didn't get it. And I'll tell you what, Brandon Sprayberry had a game-saving fumble there because a Rocky player could have just picked it up and ran.
That's about 4 or 5 high snaps in a row on this drive, and it finally got him.
2 games in a row.
That was and Brandon, I mean, the Lobo, two Lobos are going to be right there, and it's so tough to run and cover a football. People will say, just fall on it. Try it.
That thing's bouncing a little
Try
crazy
it.
ways.
Yeah. So second down, and I'm not even going to do the math. I'll let that happen here with my assistants.
Second down in Loveland.
You got to get to inside the 15-yard line. Another streak pattern, trying to throw again there, but number 54 for the Lobos is the only one that saw it. Aaron Lambert thought he had it. And that had been a foot race to the other end zone.
Their linebackers are getting some depth now in their drops, so they're going to get one here too.
Yeah, well, you're going to the well pretty often. So something's going to happen one way or another. So third down now, and as Randy and our homage to the Godfather Kevin Westhouse, you got to get to about Loveland. You got to get inside the 14-yard line.
In the old days, you do a quick kick right here and see what happens.
Yep, Lobos backed off. Linebacker showing blitz. They do bring him up the middle. Stepping outside, throws the flare pass out to the running back. That was a forward pass. It was close, but you still got to go till you hear the whistle. So this time they will have to punt.
Well, last week they had a 3rd and 34, and they got 35 on it. So
that's right.
I said the coach does not have a play for that, and they threw it to Marley for 35 yards, and they got a first down. So.
Well, and as we noticed earlier, too, Marley's not been back in the game since, I believe, the first quarter.
I think I see him on the sideline, his arm in a sling. We hope he's all right.
So Bergeson will punt from about his own 40. Good snap. Just pooches it up in the air. Fair catch to be called. And taken on about the 15-yard line. So after 2 series of play here, down to 3 minutes left in third, Rocky Mountain ends up with the ball pretty much where they started again.
That's right, Dave. They're both teams kind of going backwards on offense here.
Yeah. Well, Rocky added 2 personal fouls. Huge holding call on the secondary for a first down after a 4th down incompletion. And then Fossil Ridge repays it by a long snap and a huge roll of the ball out almost to midfield.
If they just stay where they were at, that's almost a guaranteed 3 points with Bergerson. But
yep.
Well, it's almost like neither team wants to win the game right now. They're both can't get out of their own way.
Highland again on the option, makes a good move up the middle, still moving on his feet, shakes off tackles right and left. He gained about 20 yards on first down. Boy, the option play, especially going to his left, what a great cut he's made there several times.
He's a really good athlete on that play, and it's almost like they're taking the pitch man out of the way too and not tackling the quarterback.
Yeah, I think you might want to get number 8 first. You got to go inside out when you play option defense. That's the way every coach has always taught it. You got to honor the give. It's all about assignment football when you're playing option defense. You can't let anybody. You can't try to play somebody else's position. And that time Highland took great advantage of it. So 1st and 10, ball in the 35. Motion, fake the toss to the right side. Russell's coming in the middle. Oh, the ball was up in the air, and a great break on it by number 20 for the Sabercats.
Riley Jones had that one. He catches that one, he's taking it to the house.
Yeah, Riley had ESPN already in his mind because he made a great break on the ball. I think Highland put a lot of pace on that one. That just kind of went through his hands, but still an awful nice play by the safety.
2:18 left here in the third quarter. 21-14 our score here at French Field in Fort Collins, Colorado.
So 5 down linemen, everybody up and press. Pull the ball away again, kicks back out to his running back. Nice job of just getting the sideline. Highland showing that athletic dexterity there because he had a left-handed pitch and got it out of his hands pretty quickly.
Well, Russell took care of the quarterback on that one and made him pitch.
Well, I think he's going to be very much near him on everything coming his way. I don't think he's going to let them beat him downfield.
Big 3rd down right here for the Lobos. 3rd and about 4 or 5.
Sabercats have done a nice job with Mergner and the big guys up the middle, stopping that fullback since the middle of the second quarter. Been a big gainer in a couple early drives. Looks like he's changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Motion again. Give the weak side the fullback. As soon as I say it, though, he spins down the middle, gain of about 9. He easily gets the first down yardage, and the carry by Jordan Yancey again. And the sophomore Yancey's had a nice game.
He's doing a good job. He stuck it up in there pretty hard right there.
Well, and that's exactly right. Don't pity pat around. I was trying to search for the correct word that wouldn't get me thrown off the air.
Exactly.
But there's a hard run up the middle, and as you said, a big third down play, gets the ball in midfield. Under 2 to play here in the third quarter, 21-14. Sabercats lead.
Highland with a good read right there, changing the play right there. He saw something that
was
open up the
was a
middle.
weak side give, and when they're running that motion, the play's been going to the motion side, so big difference. Another play down the middle. This time Highland takes it straight up the middle. Great tackle downfield by Johnson, but actually Cronin kept him from going the distance. But right now he's running the option about as well as anybody we've seen around here in a long time. There was a big gap. He didn't hesitate, just went. You stick that foot in the turf and go.
So they're going to have to hit him. They gotta get somebody on him before he can get past the line of scrimmage.
You're exactly right. He's not getting touched till he's about 5 yards downfield. That was a nice open field tackle by Cronin too. First down now in the 37. Good drive by the Lobos, all of it on the ground. That was just good play recognition down here by Keegan Brady, number 15. He got up there and he saw the play. They've tried to run this 4 or 5 times to some success, but the last 2 or 3, both Volk and Brady, no soap. They're right there in the mix. And that's when you wait for that pump fake, and then the guy throwing the block just runs on by. You got to have those options. But a great
also
job.
Had about 7 guys on the line of scrimmage right there. They were up with press man right there on the
Well, and that's the
corners.
thing. If you make that play, that's where you get all that room, which is how Lobos scored on the second play of the game. So 2nd and 10 now. Under a minute in the third. Highland looks outbound and rolls to his right. A lot of time downfield. Boy, great pitch and catch, and a nice catch knowing he's about to get hit.
That's Baca. That's a great catch right there.
Yeah.
Way to hang on to the ball. He got hit pretty good.
Yeah, well, and that's Clayton Baca did the right thing as a receiver. But I will applaud the defensive back from the Fossil Ridge Sabercats at that time, because these kids are getting coached now. A few years ago, as a DB, you want to take somebody's helmet off. And that is a defenseless player shot now, and that is basically, it's a personal foul, 15 yards. So he did a great job of not taking what a football player loves to have. I got a free shot. Weak side give again. Highland comes up, throws it out to his running back. That's a lucky break that the ball bounced up to him. That's a heart in your throat moment as a coach, because he did the great read, and you see that step up contact, put it out there, but the running back had kept going, so the relationship, that was a long pitch for left-handed
That
pitch.
really was. That's a turf bounce thing. That's a good thing that's artificial
And
turf.
on that old Nubbie old grass we used to be on, you don't think that had happened?
The old French field, I don't know if that'll pop back up.
I think the ball would have stayed. So 40 seconds to play in the third. Lobos driving the ball downfield. 1st and 10 now. Ball on the 14-yard line. 13. Option this time. Give the fullback a nice job. Yancey's bottled up right away. Arkin steps up and takes advantage of it. Then Tucker Brady also. Both of them just fill the gap.
That's the first time in a long time Fossils had a negative play right there, a no gain. Rockies kind of been doing whatever they want on this drive.
Well, and that's one of the things that the Lobo offense is set up for, to minimize those games. You don't have the deep give like you do in the pistol, where Fossil or more traditional pistol plays are. They're given to him 4 yards back. That's a quick hitter. I mean, if you look at the position, Highland's only about 2.5, 3 yards from the center. Most of those guys are 5 yards.
Into the
So we're going to play stopped here. We're going to have a timeout called. Actually, it's into the quarter. So after 3 quarters here in French Field, the score 21 Sabercats, 14 for the Lobos.
Wherever it is you want to go, all you need to see is the next 200 feet. That's how life unfolds. A leap of faith. Even if you can't see it, your destination is out there. So just keep going, and you'll get there, 200 feet at a time. The Corolla. Toyota. Let's go places.
Everyone complains about millennials. Nonsense. Millennials, I salute you. You save money like no other generation. You share cars, Wi-Fi passwords, canoes, deodorants. My grandson bought a pair of pants with me. They share pants. Today's his pants day. No baby boomer ever shared a pair of pants with me.
We're back here now live at French Field. David Haase along with Randy McCoy and our guest announcer tonight, Chris Malamog from our banner sponsor, GoJo Sports. GoJo Sports has been providing team sporting needs since 1974. Screen printing, embroidery, leather jackets, and more. Your local place to get high school gear. Check out their new location at 1437 Riverside, just down from the Colorado on the south side of the street. First play of the half here. Quarter, excuse me. Starting to live on the edge a little bit.
He's waiting till the very last minute before he.
When he gets rid of the ball, and that's what you want to do. But that was kind of on the edge there, and I'm almost looking for a misdirection play here because they're chasing flow really heavy, which they should be, the success they've had. But one of those times where here comes that reverse, and you might see, because right now Foster is flying to the ball. You're trying to keep up with Highland, who cuts it up and probably had 50 yards rushing on the last drive.
He's doing a great job when he keeps it. They've hit him on about the last 3 or 4.
Reverse option, tries to cut it upfield, is going to go nowhere. Arkin says, I've seen that before. He stayed at home. And I've seen Highland do this a couple times now. He's grabbing his toes like he's got some cramps going on.
Must be getting a cramp a little bit.
So loss on the play. We'll bring up 4th and 13. I'm almost surprised they didn't try to take that towards the end zone, but the option's been going so well. So a field goal attempt, ball spotted by Baca at the 24, makes it a 34-yard attempt. Good snap, a good hold, kicks long enough, and good. So the kick for the Lobos by number 33. Make sure I got those numbers right before he gets up there, because I don't have a 33. I thought it was 93, and I thought it was Maxwell Paduska, but I thought there was a 33 when he's coming off.
I think it is 93. Now you can see his numbers on the back.
As he turned around there a little bit further, we got it, but no, that was drilled. That was a great kick and brings it back within 4, so 21-17.
It's a good stop by the Sabercat defense right now.
To go out and get some points is important, but also for the Sabercats, as you said, not to give up 7. A big difference.
This is a big drive coming up. They haven't been able to put a whole lot together this half.
Well, and the time crunch there too. I mean, that's Rocky football.
That's right.
I mean, Randy and I joke about it. We could be out of here in less than an hour if it was Monarch and Rocky.
That's right. That's right.
And you could be done. And every coach would love just to run the clock. And you generally don't get many scores, and the other team's offense is on the bench.
Yeah, part of the problem here is that 2 of Fossil Ridge's scores have just been on a short field.
Yeah.
So they really have not been impressive
much offense
offensively. And really, if you didn't know the score and you just walked in and watched the game, you'd swear that Rocky was up by about 2 touchdowns.
Exactly right. Fossils had pretty good kick returns tonight. See what they can get.
Yeah, the last time Paduska did the loft kick, the pooch kick to try to negate that. See if we go again that way. Drives this one towards the end zone. Taken bobbled though at the 2-yard line. Cronin runs the outside. He's got a lane. Got an outside. He's got one man to beat. Shakes the kicker's tackle across midfield. It's going to be tackled about the 33. And you called it, Chris. There's one way to get your offense back into it, get your fans going, have a big return, and that was about 57 yards right there.
Well, that's called getting the ball in one of your best athlete's hands. Cronin's a heck of an athlete.
Well, and people forget about special teams, but they are part of your football team. And tonight, the special teams is that's
been the biggest plays.
They've been the biggest plays.
Coach Bigelow, being a kicker in college, I bet a lot of money.
He puts a little emphasis on that.
They probably do a lot of that.
Yeah, well, those guys usually just went for coffee.
That's right.
I'll make sure I'll tell him that sometime. A great job tonight so far that way. Roberts on a design run. Still moving forward. The big fella just takes bodies with him.
6'3", 230-pound quarterback. And
I think 230 might be
well,
little
that's
low.
what it says on here.
Yeah.
So
His
thighs are 230.
Yeah, he drives like a guard there. I mean, he had 4 defenders pretty much on for the ride till he fell down.
Well, you know, he didn't run at all last year, and I bet he's already got 20 rushes this year.
Trips to the top, high snap again. Give the ball Sprayberry, nice cut underneath. Shakes one tackle downfield for about 3 or 4. Good run.
That's a good job right there of reading that defense right there, seeing that tackle crashing towards the quarterback and giving it to Sprayberry.
Well, Myers Quinorte for the Lobos was upfield, and he gave it to him, and Sprayberry said he's got great feet, stepped underneath him and had an avenue and took it downfield. This brings up 3rd and short.
Another
Too
nice
tight.
snap this last series,
Yeah, it really was.
again.
Yeah. Sprayberry picks his way forward. It's going to be dropped short of the first down. It's going to bring up 4th and about a long 1.
Boy, that's a big call, isn't it, when you got a good field goal kicker?
We got somebody down on the ground.
I think that's Sprayberry.
Yeah, it kind of rolled over in the knee there. So while we've got the trainers out there to take care of him for the moment, we're going to have a timeout here at French Field. We'll be back after this message.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
You're watching PSD High School Sports live in high definition on Stream It Sports NoCo.
Can't see where they got his hands. Back here live now. I think they're looking down at Brandon Sprayberry's ankle.
Lower leg.
Yeah, one thing we will talk about here too, and often, that this is not a contact sport, it's a collision sport, and you got to be tough. He certainly is, but I talked about last year, he had a collarbone injury, it kept him out for several games, and he's up and moving. Nice hand over here on this side and the other side too, but yeah, that's an angle. He's putting a little number down on the toe.
He's at least blocking a little
Yeah,
bit.
he's trying to gingerly go that way. But can't say enough about Kate Vardaman, who's the Rocky trainer. She's here from OCR and everybody else. We get great medical backup here for all these athletes and all the sports here at Poudre School District.
So it looks like field goal will be attempted here.
Yeah, Bergerson's out.
This is one of Coach Bigelow's first big calls of his young coaching career.
Yeah, you got 4th and a long 1. You're up by 4. If you can make it a touchdown again, that'd be a big call here. We know Bergerson's certainly got the leg.
Attempted a 52-yarder last week and missed it, but it was wide left.
Yeah, his first one tonight was the same, so good snap, good hold. That one's not going to make it, though. Just short, kind of got underneath it, had a lot of rotation on it, so he didn't drive the ball like he normally does. And that's why it's such a tough thing to do. So the Lobos are going to hold and get the ball on downs.
Dodged a bullet there, didn't they?
Yep. So they'll take over on about their own 21-yard line with 8:48 left here in the game. Great game here, starting off our season rivalry series last week and on tonight and tomorrow night also. So tune in again tomorrow night when we see the Collins and Poudre game coming up.
Should be a very competitive game as well.
Very good game.
We've also got some big Denver teams coming into town this year. We'll talk about that as the fourth quarter progresses.
If you look at the Shasta top 10, about half of them are on the schedule. Give right away to Yancey, the fullback again.
It's really about time for the Fossil Ridge defense to kind of deliver what the press clippings have said about them.
Yeah, because statistically tonight it's been the Rocky O. They've probably well over 300 yards total offense.
It's impressive what Rocky's done on offense. It's a little different than maybe they even thought they were going to do this year,
As well as Highlands throwing the ball, it's hard to do much about that. So gain of about 3 there. 8:20 to play in the game. Lobos trail by 4 with the ball. Give the ball again to the fullback, but he ran right into the teeth of that defense.
So we'll talk a little bit about, of course, we've got Valor Christian coming up playing on Stream It Sports here at French Field.
Yep.
This year we got Ralston Valley, we've got Lakewood.
Yeah, Eagle Crest in the mix, Cherry Creek. We'll see Fossil Ridge. We won't be able to see it, but they will actually be on another channel. They'll be able to see Fossil Ridge playing at Cherry Creek.
At Cherry Creek.
And like I said, I looked at the top 10 this week in 5A.
Arvada West to be here to play Rocky Mountain.
Yep. A lot of those teams are already in it. So third down, about 7. Highland with twins to the right side, goes back to throw. He's getting flushed down the pocket. A lot of people on him. He's going to make the corner. He can run around enough as athletically, but he's got to throw it. Heaves it down the middle. What an arm. Oh my gosh. On the run, running for his life.
Looking to make sure no one pushed him out of bounds. I guess they did.
It was very close, and a nice job by those kids pulling up, but he threw the ball on the run about 55 yards in the air.
That's a pretty big-time play right there.
And it just barely out through 3 receivers. If anybody would have caught it, they were in. So he gave his team a chance and averted a huge loss on the play just with his athletic ability, because Brady Russell was in hot pursuit.
He was. We talked about that earlier. All the receivers went on go routes there.
Snap again, a little off. This time grabbed and punted downfield, end over end, about midfield. Ball's on the ground. It's live. It's still out there. Rocky's got it. So a give back here in the fourth quarter. Lobos are going to get the ball back about midfield. The returner did a nice job. And last year's all-conference cornerback Brady Morris, also standout baseball player, gets it off the ground. I mean, you want your returner to do that. You come up, you make the fair catch call, stop that ball from rolling, and just didn't secure it.
That was a sophomore back there, Casey Knutson right there. Tough end-over-end kick.
Yeah, well, anybody that's ever gone back there,
it's not easy to do.
I'll raise my hand with that too. You've had one go between your hands.
That's right.
You see it at every level. So first down now, give to the fullback again, steps upfield. Boy, they're just that left side right now. They are pounding it and making it up every time. There's a gain about 5 yards on first down.
Well, if I'm Coach Brook, what I want to do is I want to take about 6 minutes and I want to score a touchdown.
Yeah, 6 minutes and 52 seconds.
52 seconds.
Yeah, just right then, break the plane. So 2nd and 5, ball in the 47, 48. Still got to get it there against a pretty good defense. Highland pulls the ball away. Ball goes on the ground. Shades of Fairview last year too, when the Rockies trying to drive to Smith the game. They had the lead then, but that one, the mesh was a little too long. And actually, I think that was the reverse play I was looking for.
I think you're right. That's right.
And it was set up.
Yeah, it's another big play right here. Strength on strength. Rockies offense has been probably the best unit on the field all night.
And not many throws here in the second half, just a few. Highland's been on target, but where that second quarter was all about the arm, but now it's the running. Both teams have 3 timeouts left. I wouldn't be surprised to see if they tried one here, but they're going to break to the line of scrimmage.
They're going to have to hurry here. They're getting deep in the shot clock here, the play clock.
Yeah, snap the ball, give the ball to fullback right up the middle. Now Highland did keep it. I thought I took it, gave it out there.
No, he did. He kept it.
I wonder if you're going to punt it here. Now they're sending him out.
Well, I think he's content with playing the field position game now. He knows that possibly don't have Sprayberry, right, which would be, that would be icing. That'd be the icing offense, in my opinion. But you've also got a 6'3", 230-pound quarterback pick.
Yeah, if you get 3 or 4 first downs, all of a sudden it's tough. Good snap this time to the side.
And that's a bad time to have that.
Yeah.
It again.
Yeah, and it's just the hurry up there. He had more time.
Yep.
Well, when you're 16 years old,
that's right,
and you get your first one blocked,
yep,
you're going to remember that one a long time.
Right.
Yeah, well, he's chasing after the snap. That ball pulled him to the left, and it's just one of those things where athletically you start learning after more repetitions. You just go ahead and take it left and you kick it there. You develop that sixth sense. So kind of the gifts can you keep going back and forth here instead of being pinned down. Fossil Ridge with a 4-point lead and 5:14 left in the game gets the ball in their own 38. Both teams with all their timeouts.
The 4-minute offense is what they're wanting to do right here. Huh?
Yep.
I bet you we'll see a whole bunch of Griffin Roberts.
Trips to the top. Running back gets the ball up there, sneaks around, goes around a couple. That's number 31.
That's their second
Yeah, Jack
team.
Montgomery's in. The senior takes it upfield, and a nice gain on first down. That gives you the chance to just let the clock run.
He had a decent game last week, spelling.
Although they're kind of going in hurry up. This is one of those moments where you start taking a little time off the clock. Snaps up, pulled away this time. Roberts shakes one, tackles around the end. Breaks the outside. Be short of the first down gain of about 3.
When he's running, he does. When he's running, he looks a little bit like the double T.
Yes.
Tebow, doesn't he?
Yeah.
When he's
Well, and I can say you're
see if he can hit a ball like Tebow.
If you're him on the run, and there's not many single guys going to bring him down, flat out.
Yeah. I mean, this should be a quarterback. Well, I guess they're not going to.
Everybody in the park knows what's coming right here.
3rd and short. Play change from the side. High snap again, just pulls it back. Back foot. He's got the ball in one hand. He didn't make it. That ball was out there in one hand.
That's a tough one right there.
Well,
I mean, forever to get going.
He should have been under center and
Yeah,
one step back. And
it's 4th and 2, and they don't look like they're going to punt it. I'm very surprised here with 3:50 to play.
Yeah,
you don't make this, and you're going to give somebody. This might be one of those. See if they take the cheese.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, they're not going to punt it. They're not going to play. They're going to try to get see if Rocky has the discipline.
Well, the countdown's coming down now. Now they're going to take a 5-yard penalty. So on both fronts there, you're going to back yourself up. You're putting a lot of confidence in a. Tonight has been the epitome of early season football, and the things that you can't practice the most, which is specials, have both teams have had issues with. I mean, you've seen airmail snaps, you've seen all these things here now.
Yeah, both teams have had.
Yeah, you just moved Bergeson back 5 yards. He's going to kick from about his 30. Lobos with a decent kick.
Bergeson had tremendous punts last week.
Good
see
snap
if he
this
can
time.
do that now. Yes.
That one turns over.
Wow.
Just take it at about the 10-yard line inside. He's got room to run. Makes one man miss upfield. That's the thing. You got to kick your coverage. Grabbed by the helmet. That was a pretty high tackle down there.
Like
nice job of holding on to the ball.
Missed the block in the back.
Yeah,
right there.
yeah, right in front
Middle
of it, too.
the field, right in front of him.
Yeah. So responding there, Bergeson sends the ball downfield. Lobos, 3:04 left. Are going to have about an 80-yard drive. Certainly
great
plenty
job
of
by
time.
Matano right there. That's a pretty good. I'd say
Yeah.
that's about 15 yards.
Yeah,
He caught that on about the 10. That's a big.
Inside the 10 and made a couple people miss. And like I say, the long punt once in a while is the long return because you got to kick your coverage.
That's right.
Now we have a penalty.
Did they catch the
Well,
block in the
it
back?
wasn't on this side. Yeah, so they're calling over on the other side. So often on special teams, on punts and kicks.
Have a score update, 2-1 now. Rocky over Windsor, 2-1.
So that ball got moved all the way back inside the 10, inside the 5-yard line now. So the Lobos, you got to be kind of careful, but you got 90 plus yards to go. Motion the right side outside, snap from Highlands, throws. He's from his own end zone, steps up, runs away from trouble. He's got a lot of field open, runs away from tacklers. And I'll tell you what, Nick Edridge saved another 10, 15 yards. And I'm surprised down here, Ryan Cronin pulled the hat off of a Lobo receiver.
Yeah, they were chicken fighting.
Yes, they were, and he grabbed it and let it
right
fly.
there.
That's usually, even though you might not have been the first one, but you're the one that finished it.
Yeah, when you're in prevent defense.
But Nick Edridge, what a great open field tackle there.
That's
That's why he's going to have that chance to play on Saturdays there, because Highland was in full gallop. So 1st and 10 now, about outside the 20. Snap back to Highland, back to throw. Russell's got an easy shot at him. Screen pass, though, sniffed away, breaks the tackle. Still on his feet. Edridge had him, but he got away from him.
Great pursuit right there by the Sabercat defense. That's a great job.
Well, everybody got to the ball, didn't they?
They really did.
With this kind of time, though, you got to throw it down the field because there's a really good chance there'll be a pass interference or
you want to start
like
making
that.
plays go further. That was a good call, but whether or not you think you got the time to throw it, we're down to 2:09 and we got 2 minutes at the snap. Baca's got coverage down here with Volk on him. Cronin's inside the hash. I don't know if we're going to have procedure. Yeah, we have a procedure call there, just a little quick on the snap. Those things that happen early in the season. Both teams tonight fairly ragged at times. So that'll move it back, make it about 2nd and 17.
It's hard to know which is strong and which is weak. You don't know if Fossil Ridge's offense has been weak or if Rocky's defense has been great.
Yeah,
so
just after, like you said, the stats tonight are not going to tell the story. The score will, but the stats are looking another way.
And so far, the big plays.
Yeah. Highland back to throw. Russell swim move around there is going to get him.
Yeah. And that's when your D1 recruit
makes his play. He made a swim move on the back that came up to try to block him and just overpowered him.
Well, you remember last year against Fairview.
That's senior on sophomore, and that wasn't a match.
Remember last year against Fairview and Poudre right down here, Kemp ran around completely from the other side and ran down the running back. And he made the play, and that's why he's wherever he is.
So timeout on the field by the Lobos. 1:38 left, 21-17. Sabercats lead.
Everyone complains about millennials. Nonsense. Millennials, I salute you. You save money like no other generation. You share cars, Wi-Fi passwords, canoes, deodorants. My grandson bought a pair of pants with me. They share pants. Today's his pants day. No baby boomer ever shared a pair of pants with me.
So we're back here, fourth quarter, minute 38 left, 21-17. Fossil Ridge ahead of Rocky Mountain. Kind of a ragged game, but a close and competitive game. Good crowd here for a Thursday night. Again, we apologize for some of our technical difficulties earlier in the game, but we're here now. And big play here, 3rd and 17. Here's David Haase.
Minute 38, as you said. 3 timeouts left for the Sabercats. They probably won't need him. Rocky still has 2. Highland will take the snap on his 5. Trips to the left side. Quick throw out to the flat. Got blockers out there, men downfield. You know what? Makes a manageable play for 4th down, which you're going to have to go for. Minute and a half left.
Well, you noticed, and they ran away from Russell, who was coming on the left side.
Yeah, you got to catch it and get it out of your hands there. Now, you had the wide side of the field there. Lobos quickly over the ball. Clock running down to minute 12. Probably call 2 plays out of the timeout.
Got play of the game right here, fellas.
Yes.
Snap back, looks down the middle. Is going to be forced to the outside. He's got a man open on the edge.
Oh, what a defensive play.
Nick Edridge on a tough throw for a quarterback going away. Nick Edridge stayed with the underneath coverage and tipped it away at the last second.
Wow. That's a big boy play there.
That's one of those where Highland would have stayed in the pocket. He really wasn't getting threatened by anybody. If he'd stepped up inside, but he'd been able to get outside and not buy time. But either way, 4th down, and it's balled over on downs now to the Sabercats, and they could just kneel 3 times, and the game's going to be over.
What an athletic play by a kid who weighs about 230 pounds.
Yeah. Well, he got out there.
He
in
left
coverage.
his feet, didn't he? It looked like he dove
they're
for
diving
it.
for it, and they both, he stayed underneath is what he did there. Don't drop back. You're the underneath coverage guy, and just great technique.
This will be interesting here. They've had issues with the snap all night, and
I'm surprised he's back there. I would be under center. All you got to do is just hand it to the running back 3 times and fall down.
It looks like Sprayberry back in there, I think.
That's why. It is.
It is good. That's great to see.
Rocky takes timeout right away. So 53 seconds left here. We'll be right back.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
So we're here listening to the philosopher, David Haase.
Yeah.
As he's teaching up his teachings.
Well, the old coach in me says you eliminate every possible bad thing to happen, and there's been more than a few snaps tonight that have been
undesirable, you might say.
Hard to handle, and just it's,
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's not up underneath the. And, maybe they don't practice that. I don't know.
You're right. Maybe they don't practice that.
Maybe that's a higher risk in their mind than.
Very well could be. So 53 seconds left. Rocky's only got one more timeout. Still in the pistol.
Got Russell in the backfield here.
Yeah, Brady Russell's back there. I think this is just a kneel down play. You don't want to go downfield and get hurt. Someone's going to be grabbing for the ball. You get a finger or something like that. It's. And last timeout taken by Rocky Mountain was 47 seconds left here in the game.
So now they should be able to just kneel twice and. Talk about our game tomorrow night.
Looking forward to that. Poudre and Collins. We've got back-to-back with these, these changes that they've had by CHSAA in how they're going to be, defining these conferences. So it forces all these city games to come right away. And you always got the emotion like we've seen here tonight for Thursday night. This place is rocking.
It's good to see. It's I'm glad they're at least still getting to play. That's the thing that I know a lot of the higher ups made sure that happened.
I think there's only one that.
Rocky does not play Collins.
Yeah, which.
Well, in a way, you're penalized for playing too many 4A teams, and to Collins' benefit, they keep playing 5A teams. That helps them.
That helps Eric a lot.
They've got a new quarterback that I'm excited to watch again. I'll tell you what, he looked really good at times last week.
He's a tough kid. He took a beating last week.
He did,
got hit hard
but boy, he's a smooth customer, and he's as good a passer as I've seen around here in these 3-4 schools in a while. That touchdown he threw that got called back was unbelievable throw.
Third down, high snap. Roberts takes it. He is running up there, and now he's just going to go down. That's smart. Just go sideways and then get to the ground. And you're under 40 seconds to play, so that'll pretty much do it. Yeah, you just run your sweeps, get bodies in front of him.
That's a good job right there to run some clock too, and not just kneel down. He probably.
No, you run the sweeps, but that ball was above his head too.
It was.
Getting back to Fort Collins, young man that his name is Erickson.
Oh yeah, the transfer
kid. From New Mexico. And I'll tell you what, he threw a ball from about the 40 down into this corner. Right in stride.
So as we watch the count clock off down here, we've got a timeout taken by Fossil Ridge with 1 second left.
Snap it one more time here, it looks like.
I guess so. They did. They had the official right there, and he told him. He said, "You've got this much going. You're going to have to snap it. Game will not end on that penalty." So they took a timeout and said, okay, victory formation, you go out here. So what a game we've seen tonight. We've seen ups and downs. We've seen special teams play both good and bad, as you expect in the early season. But, boy, we've seen kids compete.
A lot of big plays on both sides, really.
Let's hope if you're Fossil Ridge, let's hope we don't see one more big play right here.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
And if you're Rocky Mountain, you don't quit until there's the last nothing left on the clock. But, boy, these two teams have battled hard tonight. I've seen so many kids just move it out there on the field. And as I said, now Fossil Ridge in the victory formation, which still means a long snap.
And there you go.
Yep.
That's your ball game, folks.
So in a game of back and forth, but the final score here at French Field, 21-17. Sabercats go to 2-0 for the first time in school history. They all line up here and congratulate each other across the field, but boy, what a game, way to compete. Both these schools, these teams are going to be reckoned with later this year.
Yeah, I would agree. I think you saw a lot of improvement. Didn't see Rocky last week. A lot of improvement from the Sabercats from week 1 to week 2.
Yeah, they were, their defense came through when they needed to in the second half. That was good. So, again, tomorrow night we've got Poudre and Fort Collins. And
right here at French Field.
Yeah, as you see the teams.
Well, a well-fought game. Kids really kept their heads. I love the way to see these guys compete. They've known each other since 7th grade in a lot of these cases. But here to wrap it up tonight, 21-17, Sabercats win over the Rocky Mountain Lobos. So for Randy McCoy and our guest announcer, thanks again, Chris Modelmog from GoJo Sports, I'm David Haase. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Poudre School District High School Football, live on Stream It Sports Northern Colorado, has been brought to you by Schrader Oil. Fuel your day. By Pedersen Toyota. Everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado.